I'm going to share some redfish secrets that you've never heard before, ever. Not ever on the internet, in a seminar, from a guide. The only place you're going to hear about these hot techniques is right here in this video. Stay tuned. Welcome back. If you're new to the channel, we cover kayak modifications, spin, and fly fishing. So poke that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. I moved down to North Carolina from Virginia a couple years ago, and it was a total shock to move from fishing in rivers for smallies and streams for trout to the marsh out here in this beautiful inshore area. And to get educated, I went to hours and hours of seminars. I go to 2 meetings a month of fishing clubs. I've gone out with a guide, and all that information has come and packed itself into my head. I realized that all those sources were missing a key element of success, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. It's something that I developed. You're not going to hear about it anywhere else. And the key to it is to recognize that redfish weren't always called redfish. Back, 50, 60 years ago, they were called redneck fish. Yes, redneck fish. And it wasn't until political correctness came into style that some fish biologists changed their names to redfish. So once you understand that they're really redneck fish, you can understand how effective the techniques I'm about to show you are. One of the things many of those seminars discussed was chumming. But they all talked about chumming using the wrong stuff. They would grind up mullet or something like that to throw in, and I'm here to show you what is 100 times more effective as chum for redfish. What you got to do is you got to get some pork rinds. You can either use the barbecue or the regular flavor. These redfish love them, but that's not it. You need a little bit of Bud Light in the water too to attract them. So what you got to do is crunch up the pork rinds, let those go in the water, and then pour just a little bit of Bud Light in there. That's guaranteed to attract these guys. And just to make sure that you've got the right mix, you ought to throw some regular flavor in there too. But what if you don't believe in sharing a beer with potential underage fish? Well, there's an answer for that too. Instead of the pork rinds, you can use a moon pie and some RC cola. Same technique. Bingo, those redneck fish will be homing right in on your boat. Now once you have that chum in the water, you still got to bring them in close to where they can get the chum. Get the moon pie off. You know from my earlier videos, I'm a fan of this tack-to-bite fish call, but I found something that's even more effective when dealing with redneck fish. What you have to do is crank up some country western on your phone, then you take this and you put it on the bottom of your boat. You ought to, if it's on a smartphone, wrap it in a plastic bag so it doesn't get wet. But then that country western will reverberate through the bottom of your boat and bring those fish right back to you. Now I know everybody out there doesn't like fishing with bait. Some people like fishing with lures, and luckily for you, there is a solution. You can get these Bud Light spinners on Pinterest, and they're just as effective. But you gotta watch out. You can also get Miller High Life spinners on Pinterest as well. And if you throw a Miller High Life in the south, the fish is gonna run away. Bud Light is the only thing that works. And to make it even more effective, save some of that Bud Light you use as chum, treat the lure with it, throw it out there, and bang, those redneck fish will be all over it. Check out this, that'll make a believer out of you. Caught them on the Bud Light. So, those are my tips that I've learned over 5 years of fishing down here in North Carolina. And I've caught a lot of good fish using these tips. If you've got some regional specific tips on catching fish, hey, throw a link in the comments below, because I might go back and fish in the north again sometime. In the meantime, I'm gonna have some of these pork rinds. Pretty dang good. Maybe even too good for the fish.